This week on One Crazy Story, comedian Robert Jenkins joins us to talk about passing the bar exam.
He runs and he jumps up to the guy, and the guy puts his hands up like he's trying to block his face because he thinks he's going to get punched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so,
but little does he know.
Out of his pocket comes this muffin, right?
Hello and welcome to another edition of One Crazy Story. I'm your host, Nate Armbruster, and this week I'm talking with comedian Robert Jenkins. And he was kind enough to come on the podcast and talk about what it was like passing the bar exam. That's a pretty treacherous endeavor, and he succeeded. And he is now a lawyer and a comedian, and he's recording his second album actually tonight. If you guys are in Michigan, anywhere near Lansing, if it's within an hour, there's no excuse to not make it. It's a Monday night. Tonight, Robert Jenkins recording his second comedy album at Max Bar in Lansing. You gotta go. It's gonna be a great show. And if you can't make it, make sure you buy his old album and then wait for this one to come out and buy it. And if you guys want to check out his stuff, if you can't make it, you can go to the description of this episode. That'll have a link to his first album, Achievement Unlocked. And I don't want to brag, but if he's calling the album what I think he's calling it, it was my suggestion. So there you go. That's my little contribution to this endeavor. And but all the credit goes to Robert, man. The guy's hilarious. I think you love him. Very smart, funny dude. And I appreciate him so much for doing this podcast with me. If you guys like Robert, make sure you follow him on all the social media. Just look him up, Robert Jenkins. Like I said, I'll include the links to all of his stuff in the description of this episode. So if you guys like him, please get in touch with him. Go see him live. He's a great guy, great comedian, and super funny. Also, same goes for me. If you like me, follow me on all that social media. One Crazy Story, @Nate Comedy, everything. onecrazystory@gmail.com if you want to send me an email. And subscribe. Wherever you're listening, hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. And thanks for listening. Now enjoy this week's conversation with myself and comedian Robert Jenkins.
The first one is this time that my brother hit a dude in the face with a muffin.
Oh my God. Wait, just... I'm assuming he deserved it. What's your relationship like with your brother to begin with?
Oh, me and him are tight.
Yeah.
Like he's like 6.5 years older than me, but yeah, we're tight. Like we grew up together and like did all types of stuff together. So yeah, we have a good relationship.
Hell yeah. So did you get to witness this action?
Yeah. Yep. I saw it. So here's what happened. Like, so there was a time when like me and my brother used to ride to work together, but we had different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like drop him off and then I would go to my job. This was back, I want to say like maybe 2002.
Okay.
Something like that, around 2002. Yeah. And so he used to go every morning. I'd drop him off at his job. He would go to this gas station and get like one of those Otis Spunkmeyer muffins, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember how big they used to be? And back then, like they were way bigger than they are now.
Yeah,
right?
They are pretty unnecessarily large. It's like a whole cake.
Right. They're just massive. These are just massive muffins. Like, you know how it is whenever a product is brand new, they want to make it big and like put all this extra stuff in it. Then they get you hooked. Then they just start, scaling back. And
here's half the size.
Be all tight and shit. They want to put half a blueberry in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so this was back in the day. This muffins was big, you know. And so he put it in the microwave, had like butter and stuff on it, right? So back then he worked at this. He basically was a delivery guy, and he used to drop them off at this like warehouse area, and it wasn't just his company; it was a bunch of other companies in this area, and they all had trucks. All these different trucks, all these different loading docks. So I drop them off. And so I'm driving away, and then you look in the back, and you see, I see him fall. Down. Like a guy had actually backed into him and hit him with his truck. Shit. The guy hits him, he falls down, you know what I'm saying? I turn back around.
Yeah, you have to go check on him. You're like, holy shit, did I just see my brother die?
That guy, oh well. Right.
Yeah.
So you go back around, and he gets up, and mind you, like I'm a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 6'6". I was skinnier back then, My brother Mike is like 6'4", but he's like 305 pounds.
Oh yeah.
Like he used to play football in high school. He's a big dude and he's fast for his size.
That's a guy you don't want to back up into. You know, especially if he's pissed.
He gets up quick. He runs over to where the guy is and opens the door, and the guy is like petrified. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't mean to do it. I'm sorry.
Right. Just an honest mistake.
All these trucks going back and forth. It was an accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, he looks at the guy and he's like, all right, kind of points at him like, you lucky motherfucker,
yeah.
That kind of thing. And so I don't know what made him do this, but then Mike stopped and turned around and looked at the guy. And when he did, the dude was laughing.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Like he's laughing. Like
yeah, like laughing
really
at him. Like really being a dick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm bad at judging distance, but by this time he's like he's like 60 feet away from this guy. So he turns and he runs. And he runs at the truck, and the guy sees him running, but it's too late. Like it ain't nothing he can do about it.
Yeah, he's screwed. So, and are you still pretty far away from this? Are you witnessing this from afar?
No, I'm not.
So he knows you're there?
But I'm close enough to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm close to see what happened.
Uh-huh.
So there's a couple steps, and then he jumps in the air.
Oh, shit.
Like he jumps in the air at this guy. Because, these are trucks. These are kind of raised up, like they're semi-trucks. So he runs and he jumps up to the guy, and the guy puts his hands up like he's trying to block his face because he thinks he's going to get punched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so...
But little does he know.
Out of his pocket comes this muffin, right? And so he's in the air, and he cocks his hand back, and he has this muffin. And, like, he hit the dude from, like, point-blank range in the face with this muffin.
That's amazing.
Like, couldn't have been any further than maybe 1.5 feet.
Yeah, I mean,
when you let it go.
Yeah, that is point-blank muffin right in the face. Holy shit.
Right. Now, I had never seen anybody get hit with, like, a baked good before. Right?
Right.
But
this is a first.
It looked like he had got shot.
Yeah,
like,
was it pretty... You're going to have to do, like, a ballistics test.
Yes. Like, you need to figure out, was there more than one muffin used? You know what I mean? Like...
It just exploded.
This thing, it exploded. And he hit him so hard in his face. Like, he looked like he got hit with, like, an assault rifle round, the way his body jumped back. And the dude had a turban on, right?
Oh, okay.
Now, the reason this is important, it's not a religious thing or ethnicity thing.
Yeah.
It's because pieces of the muffin got stuck in the dude's turban.
Oh gosh, yeah. So there's
like,
yeah, this story's layered, literally.
Yeah, just all of this, like pieces of blueberry, all types of shit is just stuck in this dude's turban, all over him.
So when he jumped at him, he threw this thing. Did he land on him or anything, or did he like? Is that just that's the extent of the assault?
Yeah, he jumped like get as close as he could to him, and he threw it kind of in the same motion.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he threw it, it was like he peeled off.
Yeah,
like one of those blue angels. That's what they,
He's a blueberry angel. That's what he is. That's hilarious. So this guy's got to clean himself up. And what happened? Did he retaliate in any way, or was it?
No.
It just left it at that.
You can do retaliation.
I mean, what do you do?
Somebody hits you with a muffin.
Yeah, what do you do when you get just smoked? Like smoked by a muffin, right? Point blank.
Point blank range. And there was another guy in the truck with him.
Oh shit!
And that dude just was laughing so damn hard.
Oh yeah,
he lost his mind just laughing at this guy.
Yeah, I'd be dying. I would be laughing so hard. It's like straight out of like Street Fighter, like finish him. Like,
pretty much. He got fatality by a muffin. Like, he turned around after he threw the muffin at the dude. He just walked into the warehouse.
Oh man,
and went on about his day.
That's so great.
But it's the funniest shit.
Oh,
One of the funniest things I've ever seen before in my life.
Did you talk
to this day? If he mad or something, I'd be like, all right, let's go to the store, get a couple muffins, and do the damn thing.
Yeah, we can get a pack of Little Debbie's even.
Right.
Oh my God.
Pass me that Spunkmeyer. Let's get him.
Did you see him later that day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What did he say?
The funniest shit.
Because you were like, I saw all that happen.
Funny as hell.
Oh my God.
Right. I can't remember exactly what I said to him when the first time I saw him, but we laughed.
Yeah.
And laughed about that shit. Like even to this day, if I call him up, I just be like, you remember that time you hit that dude? And I can't even finish the sentence, and he just started laughing.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny, man. Because that guy that got hit, that backed into him, he remembers that. There's no way you forget that.
Oh, it changed his life.
Yeah, it's not like like you forget like what some kid did to you in middle school or whatever. It's like, no, remember that when that grown man chucked a muffin right at my face?
Man, I've never seen
that shit was
like
buttered.
In my life.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
So that's the one. And you see, that's like, it's funny, but it's not a very lengthy story.
No, I'm glad you told me this because I think that's just pretty. It kind of tells me a little bit about your life because I don't, we see each other around, but I don't know you that well, know. And
right.
And so like when I that's part of the reason why I like doing this is like I get to hear things like that from people where I'm like just a little glimpse into what it was like to be Robert Jenkins. But that's hilarious because you got to witness that. And what is he doing now? What's Mike up to now?
Oh, he works for Department of Corrections.
Okay, so he's giving back. Yep. That's good.
Yep, pretty much. Getting prisoners with muffins.
Okay, I was gonna say I could see him walking around like walking around the prison
no
like
baton, just he's a muffin. You want to catch his muffin, you better be careful.
Right. Seriously. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
But I know. So he's in corrections. You're a lawyer by day, and so you guys are close enough. I mean, but you're not working in the courtroom though. You're right. Like you're in a different setting.
I used to. Yeah. I used to, and interestingly enough, I used to represent for a little while. I was representing the Department of Corrections.
Okay, because I was going to say, did you guys ever cross paths?
Yeah, we did. I never worked on any cases that involved him. But
you can't legally, right?
I used to do. Right.
I did jury duty once, and I learned that. That's all I know about the law.
Man, you'd be shocked when people get away. I was on a jury one time.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I feel like you're the best person.
Jury.
I can see why someone would want you on a jury because you know how the law works.
It was crazy. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Normally, lawyers don't want other lawyers on juries. So I got jury duty, and I showed up to the court just knowing they was gonna kick me off.
Mm-hmm.
Because any other time I got it, they kicked me off. But this was a criminal case, and so they kept me on.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept me on the jury, and after the trial was over with, we end up, you can always talk to the lawyers and stuff after the trial.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked the lawyers, I said, man, y'all knew I was an attorney. Why would y'all keep me on? Why would you keep me on the jury? And both of the lawyers said flat out, they said, we both wanted you to stay on the jury because you are a lawyer, so you know how the law works. But you're also black, so you know what it's like to be treated unfairly. So they were like, you're basically, essentially like the perfect juror.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I mean, like, that makes like, so much sense.
Mm-hmm. So they said if they could pick a jury, it would be like the fairest jury they could think of would be 12 lawyers that are like minorities, like people of color.
Yeah,
that would be like the
that makes
juror.
sense because you know the good and the bad, and you've seen both firsthand.
Right. Right.
How long have you been a lawyer then?
I got my law license in 2007. I graduated from law school in 2007. I became licensed in November 2007, but I took the bar exam July 2007.
Okay. And
So
you
like
passed
that was
shit.
a crazy year. Yeah, I passed the first time.
The first time?
I passed it.
Hell yeah, Robert Jenkins.
Yeah. I was it was crazy, man. Like I was an okay standardized test taker.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did decent on the ACT and the SAT, but I never was like really. Some people just have a knack for test taking.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've always been smart, but I never was like really like I never really had like a really fine-tuned ability to score very high on standardized tests.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
There's a lot that goes into it too. It takes so much time and stuff. Like how long?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to finish the test? I mean, like a whole day? Or is it like a? How does that even work? 'Cause I don't even know. I don't.
It's 2 days.
Oh, is it 2 seat then?
It's 2 days.
Yep. I don't even know that much.
And so
you don't want me on a jury.
What happened? I didn't know. I didn't know either.
Yeah.
And when I first started law school, I didn't even know anybody who had ever even had a law degree, let alone had made it through any of that stuff. So I was just starting out blind myself.
Mm-hmm.
When I started in 2004, I graduated 3 years later, and basically the bar exam works like this. There's back when I took it, they may have changed it since then, but back when I took it, there were 2 days. And the first day was essay questions, and the second day was multiple choice examination questions. I think it was 200 multiple choice examination questions, and then there were 15 essay questions. And so you needed like a scaled score of, I think it was 135. And so they essentially average your essay question score and your multiple choice score and then divide it by 2. And then if it's over 135, you pass.
Okay.
So the essay questions, they're like short essay questions, and there's 15 of them. And one of them, each of them is supposed to be on one specific subject. So you have like a question about constitutional law or civil procedure or like criminal procedure and all that type of stuff. And so the way you get ready for the bar exam is they have lots of bar preparation courses that you can take.
Mm-hmm.
So you take a course, and each day, you go through a specific topic. They tell you essentially the main points of each topic, and you write essay questions and do multiple choice examination questions based on those specific topics. You work on one topic at a time. And just this gigantic cram session over all these different subjects.
Mm-hmm.
There's some subjects are going to be on the examination. There's basically 6 subjects: constitutional law, torts, civil procedure, property.
That would be me all through law school. I'd just be like, is this going to be on the bar exam? Every question.
Which is really all
should I write this down?
At the end of the day, pretty much.
Should I write this down?
That's the thing.
No?
Pretty much all you need to know, because law school doesn't prepare you for being an attorney.
Right.
All it does.
It just proves that you're not a dipshit, right? I mean, not that there aren't lawyers that are dipshits. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of
lawyers that are super dipshits.
Brett Kavanaugh.
Basically, can you pay attention? That motherfucker.
He's the most current example of a dipshit lawyer.
Pretty much. Yeah, well, the one thing that I will say about law school is that I don't remember how I used to solve problems or how I thought about things before law school.
Mm-hmm.
It really does change your way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It changes the way that you process information. For example, if you saw me now, if I before law school, if I looked at a car, I would see just a car. I just see, okay, that's a car. But now, because of law school, I look at a car and I see 4 tires, an engine, a transmission, a steering wheel, brakes. I see everything and I break it down in pieces.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that you learn. You learn the elements of whatever it is you're trying to do. And that's the way that law school kind of prepares you to practice the law. That's the one thing it does. It does retrain your brain to think about things differently. So,
would you say that led you into a stand-up pretty easily, probably then?
I think so.
I mean, because
so.
I think that it probably
it
helps you at least figure shit out, at least, or work out material on that.
Yeah. Well, it helps you to become good at analyzing things. You get better at like analyzing things and kind of breaking things down on, a piecemeal basis, like set up punch, like you understand the elements of certain things.
Mm-hmm.
A joke is about elements. You got the setup, you got the punchline, and you got the tags, and you got all that other stuff. Each one of those things is a specific element that you have to build into the joke in order to make it work. Like for legal claims, you'll have to have certain elements.
Yeah.
Certain things you have to meet in order for the claim to be viable. And you can have everything, and it can all look very nice, but if you don't have one of the elements, then it doesn't work.
Yeah,
just
like most of my material.
Like you can have.
Yeah. Got the setups, just
like
no punchline. You need the punchline.
just all setups, right?
Yeah, that's the name of my...
I mostly do setups here.
Yeah, that's the name of my album, just setups. Just the setups.
Just setups here. Just the setup.
Wait, but there's no laughter in the show, and I'm like, yeah, it's just setups, man. It's just...
Yeah, I told you what it was.
Yeah, you can...
Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, all sales are fine.
I'll explain to you. Yeah. Right.
If you need me, talk to my lawyer, Robert Jenkins.
Right. Exactly. I'll be like, see, right there in the contract. See,
yeah, right.
All set up. No laughter shall be expected. Thank you.
Yeah, just in case. Yeah, no laughter is guaranteed at the show.
So the bar exam, basically, I treated studying for the bar exam like a job. Like I literally studied 8 hours a day, every day, all the way up until the bar exam. Like I studied the day before the bar exam. I studied the day, you take the exam, the first day, then the second day. I studied the second day, in between the first and second day, because that's how I did all of my final exams through school. Like I never took a day off. I figured, that method had gotten me to this point, so
right. Why
might
not?
as well not deviate from what you're doing, So you study and you just basically write essays and you keep going over these certain types of things. The biggest thing with passing bar exam is recognizing the type of question that they're asking you instead of just jumping in and trying to answer the question that you want to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could think in your mind that you're answering a question about one specific subject, but it could be totally something different. And no matter how well you articulate your answer, if you're not answering the question they ask you, you will get 0 points.
Yep, that would be me. That would be me.
You just jump in and start explaining what you want to explain. So I took the exam, I passed it, but it was stressful, like studying for it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because I never knew that many things about anything.
Right.
Like you cram your head full of all this different law, all these different things. And a lot of that stuff went out of my brain once I took the bar exam, and I will never know that shit ever again.
Right.
I don't need to. No, if you're a lawyer and you don't know the law, you go look it up.
Right. Yeah, because there's no way to retain all of that.
Well, I don't know. So it was, people are super nervous and all that type of stuff. And I wasn't particularly nervous to take the exam. I had weird dreams. Like, that was my thing. I was having all these weird dreams while I was studying. Like, one dream I had was, I'm taking the exam prep courses and stuff, and they have different people on these videos come and teach you different stuff.
Uh-huh.
A person on this specific subject, another person on that specific subject. So in one of my dreams, I'm standing in line to take the exam. And when you stand in line, you have to have, like, if you pens, pencils, and all that stuff, you got to bring that stuff in like a clear bag, like a clear Ziploc bag, so they can see all the stuff you're bringing in, because they don't want people to bring in notes or all that other type of stuff, because people try to cheat and stuff. So I'm standing in line in this dream, and I'm ready to go in, and before I go in, I see all of the different people from the exam videos, like the different people that were teaching me stuff. And I was like, man, that's cool. They came down to wish us good luck. You know, that's what I'm saying in my mind. I'm like, man, that's all right.
Right,
you know,
right.
They came down to wish us good luck. And so I talked to the one guy, hey, man, that's cool, y'all, for to come down and wish us good luck. And then one of them looked at me and said, nah, man, we down here because we failed too.
Oh, my God. Did that fuck with your head at all?
Oh, man, that shit fucked with me, man.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. He's like, we failed too. And then that's when I woke up.
So, yeah, you're like, man, I don't know shit then.
Exactly. I'm like, if they down here,
you know, that's
trying to take it, then why did they even put them motherfuckers on the video?
The closest experience I have to that, I once had a dream that I got on the Tonight Show, right? And and who knows how that happened? Like there was nothing leading up to it. It's like I fell asleep and I was walking out, and and I'm standing up and I completely blank, and I don't even know, and I freeze and I don't know what to say, and I woke up like in a sweat. I was like.
Yeah.
I felt because it was so real. Like I walked out there and I was like, "Hey, what was I gonna say?"
I can imagine, man. Like,
just looked like a total dipshit. But like that's,
I'm sorry. And like, if something like that happened, they wouldn't put it on. Like, they would probably like.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is like, they would cut you from the show. I hope, but but then everybody knows. Everybody knows.
But now with those performances, and this is something I didn't know this about the biz before I started, but they go through everything you're going to say. They know everything.
Yeah, word for word.
You got to get all that stuff approved. So you literally just go on and just read. I mean, like, you've been through it 1,000 times. Yeah. So it would be pretty hard for you to blank out there.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like I in my dream though I was like, man, I suck. Oh my God, this is bad.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go take the bar exam. Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you.
Right?
Can you just take the bar exam, or do you have to like you can't just take it? They don't do that.
No, like there's a few things like you have
to qualify, right? You have to have a certain.
You got to get your law degree.
That's the most important part. Yeah, you have to go to law school first, you piece of shit. You can't just take the bars.
Right, you just can't roll up. I don't think you can't just. There may have been time. I mean, I'm sure
Well, then someone like me showed up, and they're like, "All right, we got to make it harder for people to get in here because this guy Nate keeps showing up."
Right, he just keeps. There's like some requirements like that, and then there's this thing called character and fitness, where they go back into your past and like do like interviews with people who know you. They check like your financial record.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty easy.
I'll never be a lawyer. That's for sure.
No, it's not too hard. It's like they're looking for something crazy. Like basically, you can't be like an axe murderer and shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
As long as whatever problems you had, as long as you're up front. The biggest thing that gets people caught up is when they don't tell the truth. Like they don't disclose everything.
Right.
Because it's worse on you if you don't disclose things.
Right.
And if you disclose them and you're honest and you like, look, yeah, I got, a DUI or I had like this drug possession case or whatever. And yeah, I owned up to it. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah. They'll let you through.
Mm-hmm.
But when you try to like skate and be like, no, I didn't do anything, and then when they catch you,
they're like, no, you're not a lawyer yet. Okay, you don't get to lie.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to lie now. Right. You don't get to lie now.
You got sworn in before you start lying. Okay, lying and ain't got any case yet.
Oh man.
So once you do, you get you graduate, you do character fitness. And then you got to pay like I forget how much the fee was. So you register and all that. Then you take the exam. The exam is 2 days. And then after that, like I got my results on Halloween. I figured out what day it was coming because there was like this message board for people, and they were saying when they were receiving their results. So a lot of people had started receiving their results the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured out that it was my day. So I drove down to the post office. I was at the post office at like 6 in the morning, and I caught the mail before it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like before they put it on the truck to deliver it. And the lady handed me my exam results.
Look at that.
And I got my exam results in at the post office.
Hell yeah, man.
On Halloween. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did really good too. Like,
well, that's encouraging because it's like it's not like you just barely passed. Because that's still got to feel good though if you just barely passed.
Yeah,
because that's still a huge a huge accomplishment. And like you said, if you score low on the bar, I mean, like you can still. It doesn't mean you're not going to work. You know.
I know people who have taken it like 10 times. They can't pass it.
Damn. Is there a limit?
From the mental thing.
There's no limit. You can take it as many times as you can, right?
Yeah, they offer it twice a year. They offer it in February and in July.
Okay. And so you can do it like twice a year, basically.
Twice a year. Yep. And I knew I was going to pass because the day before the bar exam started, like I studied, and I went and got a hotel room like close to the exam in somewhere in East Lansing. It's some hotel in East Lansing. And the morning I woke up, I set like 5 different alarms to make sure I didn't.
Oh God, yeah.
And like the morning I got up, I had one of the essay books on the desk because I had studied, relatively late.
Yeah.
And I opened it up. I'm like, just let me look at this thing, whatever, because I'm just trying to keep myself busy before I get ready to really go. And I look at this essay question, and it's an essay question a type of question I had never even looked at before. Like, for whatever reason, I hadn't encountered this type of question.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at it, and I read it, and I read it. I hadn't seen that one before. It's kind of interesting. And close the book, get to the bar exam. As soon as the test starts, I look through the essay questions, and literally the second essay question is like the exact same question.
Oh my God! So you kind of had prepped for the exact question.
The only thing that was different were the names they used. It was literally the same fucking question. And as soon as I saw it, I just hurried up and I answered that entire question just pretty much verbatim from memory. And got a perfect score on that question.
Hell yeah! And that probably will be that would make or break the. You know what I mean? That's enough points right there, right?
Yeah, yeah. When you do, it's all about confidence. Like if you're seeing stuff that you recognize and you know what it is, that's going to make it a lot easier, and you're going to feel a lot better when you're answering the questions. So the way the point system is set up is there are 15 questions. There are 10 points per question.
Mm-hmm.
So it's total like 150 points on the essay. And then I forget how they do the scale score for the multiple choice. But for the essay questions, there were 15 questions. Out of 15 questions, I got perfect scores on 2 of them. I got 10 out of 10 on 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Then 7 of them, I got 9 out of 10.
Okay.
And then I got a 4 on 1 question. But then the other ones were 7s.
Hey, that's
so
not
what
bad.
I had figured out was that if you got like 7, if you were able to get like a 7 on every question, that was essentially a passing score.
Mm-hmm.
So like I had gotten so many extra points on the essay portion that it didn't matter. It really kind of didn't matter unless I got like 20% on the multiple choice questions. There was really no way I could lose. And so, that took a lot of pressure off of me after the first day.
Yeah.
I knew that I had answered those questions damn near perfectly.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, but come the second day, it was, it's still a stressful situation, but I knew I had done so well the day before.
Yeah, you slept really a little better that night.
Yeah. Yep. And the second day is a lot easier too because all of the multiple choice questions are basically on 6 subjects. There's only 6 subjects for the multiple choice. So a lot of that stuff, the way the test is set up, and I didn't realize this until later, but they set it up that way to help you because what you do is, you got you study for like 20 some odd different subjects. And so when you do the essay portion the first day, after that, you can literally dump all of those different subjects from your brain.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to think about them no more.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, all the extra stuff that I learned that was specific to the state of Michigan,
Right.
like once I was done with the essay question, I just forgot about that shit and just tossed it out of my head. And then I was stuck with the 6 basic areas of the multiple choice. And so that made it a lot easier too.
So you're a lawyer and a comic. I mean, because you're out there working a lot too. You do a lot of stand-up.
Yep.
Because you started doing comedy, what, 5-ish years ago? Something like that? Did I see?
I started in 2012.
So you were well into your law career too by then, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I had been practicing for, 4 years, about 4 years before I started doing stand-up. And, yeah, I had my 6th year stand-up anniversary this July 5th. Yep, I started the day after Independence Day in 2012, July 5th. So
nice.
Yep, 6 years this year. And it's been great, man. I'm telling you, it's probably like the best. Starting stand-up was probably one of the best decisions I ever made. Yeah, because I had my legal career and stuff, and it was okay. But there was definitely something missing, Because here's the thing about, like, a lot of the things that make you a good attorney will make you a bad person. Like, nobody wants to hang with that dude.
Yeah.
The literal dude, the dude who, like, is argumentative and literal and always parsing people's words and all that. Like, that's how I eat. Like, I live. That's how I make a living, is by doing those things. And you want to be able to turn that shit off when you're around your friends and family. Nobody wants to deal with that shit. So I've been doing comedy for like over 6 years. I've been part of this weekly show every Monday called Max Monday Comedy Night.
Hell yeah, great show.
And yeah, I love it. I was very fortunate, man, to be a part of that show when it started. Like, I just was in the right place at the right time, and they asked me to join it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard. It keeps you. You have to keep writing, because I'm there every week, and we have the same people come back every week.
Yeah.
So
you can't do the same shit every week.
You got to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Right. Like, if I do a joke 3 or 4 times there, like, that's it. Like, they don't want to hear that shit no more, unless I'm making it radically different.
Mm-hmm.
So it forces you to keep working and stuff, and it's nice to have, like, a good home base, because we don't have a club in Lansing anymore. We used to have one, and it's closed. So it's nice to have something to kind of anchor comics around here. Everybody knows that this is going to happen. So,
you recorded an album there a few years ago, right?
Yep.
At Max?
Yep, in 2015. Yep, at Max, I did an album called Achievement Unlocked. It's on iTunes and Amazon and Spotify and whatnot. And I'm really proud of that album. It turned out really good. Like, I'm very much the type of person where I have to put the jokes have to go somewhere. Like, I have to have some sort of physical, like, tangible thing with them, some sort of project to put them on before I can move on and start doing new jokes. I have to find a place to put these other jokes.
Yeah, it's like somewhat like a Bill Burr, doing a special and then completely starting over. But that's like your version of it, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna get this to the way I want it, and to where it's really strong and funny. Mm-hmm. I'll record it or put it on something just in some fashion, so it's just out there, and then start over.
Right. And so I did that album in February 2015, and all of this material that I'm going through now is all stuff that was created after that.
Okay.
So so it'll all be different, and it has a different tone to it, because it's shaped on all of the stuff that's going on between February 2015 and now. So it's all types of stuff, the election. I lost my mom this past September. She passed away.
It's definitely going to be a lot different than your first, and as it should be, it means you're getting better, I think. At least, and, you got to keep finding shit to talk about, and that's what's going on, man. That's what's going on in your head, and you're so good at talking about those things, at least from what I read on Facebook. It's like, oh, no, this is This is like really
thanks,
well
man.
thought out,
Thanks.
funny shit. And then like, because sometimes when you write stuff and you write it the way you would, I can hear you saying it, and that makes it funny. Even and sometimes it's serious. Sometimes it's really serious stuff that you're talking about, you know, and like you're making a really serious point, but you do it in a funny way that it just kind of makes it in a way silly. But there's a really serious point to what you're saying, and that's what I like about it, because you make it. You kind of diffuse any tension that's there, but you're still getting your point across.
Yeah. I try to be real, like, aware of that, because, I mean, above all else, comedy is supposed to be funny. Like, before you do anything else, it has to be funny. Like, it's not, you know, you can have a message and you can talk about serious stuff if you want, but it's your responsibility to cover it in a way that's very much comedy. Like, there have to be jokes and punchlines and other shit there. Like, you have to, because at the end of the day, that's your job. That's what you're being paid to do. So, you know, they tell you, hey, you can write jokes about whatever you want. Nothing is off limits. But if it's not funny, then you're not doing your job, and people ain't going to fucking book you no more.
Yeah, right.
So it's on you. You know, you can write whatever you want, but you got to make that shit work.
That's right. Still got to be funny, man. And so you'll be recording this. You're recording your second album November 5th, right?
Yep, November 5th. November 5th, the day before the election.
Oh, so appropriate. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I figured, man, shit, I better, depending on how this election turn out, that might be my last opportunity to say some shit I'm going to say. So.
Well, you know what, man?
I better get this one in the can.
Yeah. So thank you, dude. I really do appreciate you taking some time to record this with me. And you got anything you want to plug? We got the album recording coming up, and I'll make sure I share the event and everything, and hopefully maybe I can get some people to come out and check out the show. If not, definitely check out your old album and buy the next one once it's released, for sure.
Yeah, follow me, Rob J Comedy, on Twitter, Instagram. My website is robjcomedy.com. I should be updating that pretty soon.
Awesome.
Pretty soon with shows and stuff, so yeah.
All right, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot for having me.